Hello guys, in this video I will show you how we can edit the default control template of a radio button to have an UI like a checkbox. So on this main window, the window has a group of radio buttons on left hand side and the group of checkboxes on the right hand side. So let's get started. So for that we need a default control template of both checkbox and a radio button. So to get the default control template of any control, we need to go to edit template. First we need to select a control. Here I am selected a checkbox from this group, and right click, go to edit template and use edit a copy. So I'm going to have the default name assigned by the Visual Studio. Similarly, I'm going to select a radio button from this group of radio buttons, go to edit template and use edit a copy. Similarly, default name. So that is the all work we need to do using the designer. Now I'm going to work on the XAML code directly. So basically what we need from a checkbox control template is this path element. So fortunately Visual Studio, the default control template for both radio button and checkbox have a element have an element named as a option mark. So in a checkbox control template, the path element named as a option mark, whereas in a radio button, ellipse element named as a option mark. So we need to work on these two elements, these two tags within the source code of the control template. So I'm going to copy this element from checkbox and replace the ellipse element within the rectangle within the radio button control template. So that's it, and I don't need any more all this. I don't need any more the control template of the checkbox. I'm going to have a few new line characters here to differentiate the source code of a radio button and a checkbox. Here the top code is representing the checkbox. Let me add a code comment line represents checkbox. The bottom source code represents the radio button. So I will have a comment line represents radio button. Also I'm going to format the code to have every property on a new line, so that it will be easier to view the code and read the code, obviously. We don't have to edit the content presenter in the control template of a radio button. We just need to work on option mark. So everything needs to done within the grid, within this grid. So if I see here, I would like to increase I would like to take out the key so that the control template applies to every checkbox within the group on the UI. And I'm going to increase its font size, not here, here, font size to 16. Also I will set the property vertical content alignment to center, so that as you can see here, so that the shape and the content aligned vertically centered. And also I would like to have margin to 5. Similarly, I can copy the same properties, this same 3 properties to radio buttons, since all the controls will have these similar properties. Also I am going to remove this key so that the control template applies to all the radio buttons on the UI on this window. So let's start the application. Okay, I need to remove this since the style element doesn't have any key, so it will not affect any radio button that has been applied to. Similarly, on this checkbox, so as you can see, all looks nicely. So they are vertically aligned, centered, and have margin and font size to 16. So if I select a radio button, as you can see here, we have a circular outline and a tick mark at center of the outline, similar as like the checkbox. There you go. If you need a square outline, then we need to work on the option grid, the main grid that is holding the mark grid, that is holding the path. I think I'm sorry, we need to work on the border, since because the corner radius is set to 100, which makes the border to have a circular outline. So if we change it to 0, then it will become a a square outline. So I'm going to make the margin to 1, change the margin to 1. Also, I think that's it. We are good to go. Let's start the application. See, all look like this, similar to the checkbox. If I click it, so we have a padding issue here compared to the checkboxes. So we can remove the margin from the path to make it 0. Let's see. Okay, so here the mark grid has a margin of 2. We can make it to 1. Let's see, they all look like a. So this way we can edit the default control template of radio buttons to have UI like a checkbox. So we copied the path element from the checkbox default control template, and made few changes to made few changes to border and grid, the mark grid, to have similar UI like a checkbox. So this way we can have it like a checkboxes. So thank you guys. I hope this will help someone. Thank you for watching.